a cleaning business from zero to million in the right spot. Also, if you're here to watch a grown-ass man eat a chicken breast plain, you're also in the right spot. This is my lunch in between calls all day. The problem with starting a cleaning business from zero is that somebody's got to do the freaking work. And right now, I'm doing the work. Sucks. Work sucks. Freaking work. I mean, you guys hate work, right? Work sucks. Not really, but it does. I'm actually doing the work, but I'm also doing my original responsibilities from before we started this cleaning business. So we have another cleaning business, and I'm also helping other people go to the cleaning business as well. And so my days start in the morning, early, and yeah, like I go straight through the day. Like we're on the we're Pacific time frame, so it's only 2 o'clock right here, but I'll have calls till 6 o'clock tonight. Actually, I have calls till 7 o'clock tonight. And so in between calls, I literally grab slabs of chicken and slabs of turkey, and I just eat it. That's what I do. So I call it the original protein bar. So now that I'm done eating, well, my lighting here kind of wonky. I'm in my wife's office. We're gonna dive into the Mesa 5-star vision meeting. So this is the data sheet. This is the data sheet that we have been using to grow our business from zero and outlining it over the last. This is week number 10. This is week number 10, and so I'm going to show you guys the data that we have from last week, and then you can see a couple of weeks before. To see exactly what we're focused on to grow this cleaning business. And then after that, I'm going to share with you Bozeman 5-star, which is our original cleaning company that we started in 2020. I'll show you the numbers for that business as well. And hopefully you guys can see the difference between when you, like, what are the differences between having a business that is just getting started, a business that is doing $15,000 a month, versus a business that has been established and has been around for a couple of years and is doing $100,000 a month. And then also see the similarities between the two as well, which is the most important, and then be able to see where your business is at and like how do you make the dots, like how do you grow your business to closer to that $100,000 range. So, okay, let's do this thing. Yes, I'm in my wife's office today. If you guys see the new background, sorry, the lighting is kind of wonky. Kitty's in South America. Yeah, it is really bright light. It's just maybe it's God talking to you, Bobby. My wife is hiking Machu Picchu. Have you guys ever heard of that? I actually have not heard of it until she started doing this. But it is. If you guys ever heard of the 7 Wonders of the World, the old 7 Wonders of the World, so I'd Google this, but it's like the old 7 Wonders of the World are the Colosseum in Rome, the Colossus of Rhodes. I'm trying to think what they are now. Hanging Gardens of Babylon, and the pyramids in Egypt, and there's like 3 other ones that I don't know where they are, right? I think a statue. There's like a statue of a naked guy. I think I remember that one in school. Yeah, the Library of Alexandria. We got to see his little dick or whatever. It's so funny. Anyway, those are the old 7 Wonders of the World. There's only one old 7 Wonder of the World that's still up. That's still erect. Excuse my my Alexander language here, but that's the pyramid. So out of the old 7 Wonders of the world, the only one that's still standing is the pyramids in Giza, Egypt. And so they've created the new 7 Wonders of the world, and one of those 7 wonders is Machu Picchu, which is in Peru. It's a mountain. It's like a historic town, I believe, or a mountain. I don't know exactly how you define it, but yeah, that is where my wife is. Just, I think yesterday morning she actually is on the trail. So she spent 2 days or 3 days to get there, and then she's on the trail till Wednesday, and then she comes back on Sunday. So, so anyway, I'm in her office right now because my dad was supposed to be here and staying in our casita, which is my current office. But So that's why I'm here in this fancy little office. So without further ado, done talking. Trying to get all the late people on here. That way they don't miss anything. So, all right, actually one more thing here, because we got some people on here who are not part of the school community, maybe not even part of the masterclass. So everything I'm going to show in here is just about data and numbers, and it might be over your head. You're like, I'm just a cleaning business owner. I don't know data. I don't know numbers, right? Well, if you want to grow something, get rid of that belief, get rid of that thought, because it ain't serving you. It ain't going to help you. And if you actually want to grow a business, yes, a cleaning business, data is going to be your best friend. And so one of the lessons that I share inside Masterclass 2.0 is about data and data intelligence, and specifically on this vision sheet, which we're going to talk about today. And this vision sheet is one of the tools that helped us grow our first cleaning business from about $30,000 a month to over $100,000 a month in less than 1 year. Is because we knew what are the inputs that we needed to work at, to focus on, in order to get the output we were looking for, which was $1 million cleaning business. So if you're not in the masterclass, shame on you, because the masterclass, it costs a whole lot of nothing. It's absolutely free. It's $0. Okay. And it's my bribe to get you to trust me and to help you grow your business by utilizing the same systems that I'm using to grow my business now twice to $1 million. And maybe I'll share some at the end of this, but maybe 3 times. Okay. So, most importantly, though, you can grow your business to $1 million. Most importantly, okay. Who cares what I do? My bank account ain't going to change you, Janisa. It ain't going to change you, Bobby. Linda's iPhone too. Like my money, the bank account in my bank account ain't going to change your life. Okay. But the strategies, the information, the systems and tools I share with you, that can change your life, because that money that's your bank account that you have access to, that you get to control, you can choose where you want to spend it. That can change your life. Okay. So that's what we're doing here. Without further ado, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to share my vision sheet with you. James, did you drop the link for the masterclass?
I did.
Cool. Thank you. Grab the link for the masterclass. Okay. If you're not in the masterclass, shame on you. Go get in the masterclass. Inside the masterclass, you can download this vision sheet. Okay. So we're on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This is week 10 of our cleaning business in Mesa, Arizona. Our first cleaning business was in Bozeman, Montana. This one is in Mesa, Arizona. So we're in a different state. Mesa, Arizona, I have figured out, is the most competitive market in the United States. It is where the old people retire to. It is a huge market. There's over 4 million people in this market. It's the 5th biggest market in the United States. And there's so much stuff happening here that I have now labeled the most competitive cleaning market in the United States. I don't know if that's right, but that's what I'm going by. So, and there is so many freaking cleaning companies here. It's wild. It is wild. All the franchises, everything you can think of, the little mom and pops, the solopreneurs, they're all here. Okay. So if it works in this market, it'll freaking work in your market. Let's just put it that way. So, last week, we did 90 job ticket hours. Okay. Our cleaners worked 18 hours on average, and we have 5 cleaners. We're down a little bit from the week before. The week before was a PR, by the way. That was our best week we've ever had. We had 111 job ticket hours, 22 average hours. And you can see here, we actually are still quite a bit above from 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, and 4 weeks ago this week. So that's exciting. Okay. Our growth goal, our first goal is to get to $20,000 a month. Right now on ZenMaid, I'll pull this up for you guys. You guys can see this. So we're at 513. We are currently projected to do, I think 17,000 I looked at this morning. Yeah, so we're currently projected to do 17,000. So we still have half the month left to still fill cleans in. So oops, where am I at here? That's exciting. So hopefully we hit that $20,000 a month this month. In order to do that, though, we're going to need to produce $4,615 of revenue every single week. Last week we're at $3,779, so a little bit shy of our goal. Revenue per clean down as well, 164, and then total weekly cleans 23. So our total weekly cleans is good. Our revenue per clean is down, and the biggest reason why over the last couple of weeks was that we were selling pretty like what I call a la carte cleans at 150. It was it was an offer we were running inside a local Facebook group as a way to test a marketing channel and marketing mechanism. We haven't done those for the last 2 weeks, so this week we have a couple huge cleans. We have a $1,000 clean this week. We have a We have a couple $400 or $500 cleans. So I think this week we'll start to see that revenue per clean go up a little bit. As the last couple of weeks we were just trying to get cleans in the books, right? We were just doing whatever it took. Okay. So revenue. So inside ZenMade, current monthly revenue $6,709. Inside QuickBooks $6,440. Yeah, last week was $3,779. QuickBooks $5,000. So we collected a little bit more money than we brought in actually. Okay, initial claim revenue $34.65, and then recurring revenue $850. So again, the thing that gets me really excited is that like our sales process, it works, it's working, and as we start to actually build our reoccurring client base, and we get this number, so it's like closer to like that $3,000 mark. That's how this business starts to grow with what seems like less effort, but it's really just effort that we're putting in on the front end of like getting new clients, doing a good job, and then converting them into reoccurring clients. So that's the name of this game, right? And so like the fact that we're doing this all on brand new clients it's just a testament to sales. But if you want this business to grow with less effort, then convert people. Get first-time clients, turn to second-time clients, into third-time clients, and fourth-time clients. That's how this business actually becomes, it seems, easier, right? Hey, James, there's people sitting in the waiting room, so I'm not sure if you're sleeping or napping, but make sure you're letting people on here. Okay. Marketing. Oh yeah, outstanding invoices. So we have 550 within 7 days, and then 150 over 7 days, which is fine. Collections, not a big deal right now. Marketing. So last week we spent $360 on Google Services and then $489 on Facebook. So $849 total. Out of that, we got 32 leads on Facebook. We got 5 Facebook messengers, 2 Facebook groups, 2 missed calls, 8 local services, 4 homepage, 0 incoming call leads, and 1 referral. So we got 54 total leads at an average of $15 a lead. So it's not bad. I'll take that all day long. Anything below like 20, I'm pretty happy with. Like I think the last couple of weeks we've been kind of spoiled. We had a couple $12, $10, $9. Like, yeah, it's good, right? $15 a lead, you can do good on that. Okay. Number of spots open, 7 days is 2. And I actually filled it this morning. So like there was a spot, I had 1 spot on the calendar for this week and that was it. Like we were completely full for this week, which is both a good thing and a problem. And I'll share with you both sides of the equation here in a moment. And I'll kind of share why we actually got into this pickle, why we have no availability this week, which is actually a challenge. So last week I made 163 calls. You can see Katie made 2 calls before she left. So she actually left on Wednesday. Or she left on Thursday. So she worked till Wednesday. She left on Thursday. So, but she also had to onboard a new girl last week, which I'll share that story here in a second. Yeah, we had 20 missed calls. We had 21 quote calls scheduled, 14 showed, and we performed 25 calls. So again, just to be clear on these numbers, quote calls scheduled and showed, this just shows our show rate. So our show rate on all scheduled calls were 14 divided by 21. So 14 divided by 21 is, we have a 67% show rate. Okay. Quote calls performed, 25. The reason why this is greater than 14 is because I connected with 11 more people who did not have scheduled phone calls. So I talked to the 14 people who were also scheduled, but then I called at least 163 phone calls. I talked to 11 more people on a phone call. And with all that being said, I closed 11 people, which was 44%, which is actually quite a bit less than last week. So I think last week I was closing at a much higher rate, which I honestly don't give a shit, to be completely fair with you. Like last week we closed at 73%. We closed 41 people last week. That number was great, right? This week we only closed 12 people. And the reason why we only closed 12 people is because we honestly just didn't have any room. So like we didn't have any room. So our sales activity was just less. We did less because we don't have as much places to put people. Out of the 4 conversion calls performed, close all 4 of them, 650. So again, like these conversion numbers are good. That's what I like to see that we're converting people. Client fulfillment, we had 23 cleans last week. We currently have 12 reoccurring clients. We have 11 reoccurring clients. And so does anyone here know what the difference between reoccurring and recurring is? So in the chat, put in there if you guys know the difference between a reoccurring client versus a reoccurring client. Anyone who doesn't know, check the chat because there's some smart people in here that can tell you the difference. Okay. All right. So last week out of the 23 cleans that we did, 17 of them were new clients. 2 of them were reoccurring, and then 4 were reoccurring. Okay, so we had 2 reoccurring clients last week, and then 4 reoccurring. This number is wild. We had 8 new Google reviews last week, and if you guys look at last week, we had 9 the week before, and the week before that we had 4. So the last couple of weeks we've been on a rampage on Google reviews. I'll share with you our strategy on that, which has been working very, very well. Cleaner acquisition. Yeah, so last week we spent $75 on Indeed. We had 12 applicants. Actually, I didn't do any screening calls. We didn't do any interviews. And the plan, if you guys were on the call last week, was anyone here on the call last week? Raise your hand if you were on the call last week, if you guys were on here. Yeah, so last week I told you guys that we had a plan to onboard 2 cleaners on the 20th. And the reason why was because Katie, like I said before, is in Peru, and she was our trainer, and she doesn't get back until the 20th. So that was our plan, is onboard these 2 cleaners on the 20th. You can see that Savannah is still onboarding the 20th, but Karen, she got onboarded last Wednesday, and she started training on Thursday. And Katie left on Thursday. So for all the mathematicians out there, how does our trainer who left to Peru, how does our business continue to train when Katie, our trainer, is not training? Can anyone guess? Put it in the chat. How does our business continue to work without our trainer? I don't know where my chat is here. I gotta set my chat. Is anybody even using the chat? Training system, close. It's actually really close. Okay, good. You guys, okay. Alyssa's playing in the chat. Manish, thank you for playing in the chat as well. Bobby, Tyler, Marie. Okay. Nobody else is playing in the chat. If you guys want to get value from this, play in the chat. Talk. Okay. Talk. Show your faces. Christina Hall, thank you. Jose, Tyler, Marie, Janisa, Bobby, thank you guys. Show your faces. Thank you, Jennifer. Yeah, Jennifer got it right. Other employees train them, yes. So we use this as an opportunity. We had been mentioning to our current cleaners. We have 2 current cleaners who we really like, and we've been talking about giving them an opportunity to train. And so when this popped up, actually, I'll tell you what actually popped up is this right here. If you guys can see this right here, we had a cleaner who quit on Monday. So like right after this meeting on Monday, she sent us a message and said, basically she quits, right? I can go into the story, but turns out she's allergic to dust in the dirt. And it's pretty hard to be a cleaner when you're allergic to dust. So she ended up quitting. She's actually a good human, by the way. It's like, so this is how she quit because she's allergic to dust. Like, she went to the doctor, her face was all swollen up, and she was like super apologetic. She's like, I don't want this to happen again, so I just don't feel like it's right for me to continue to take a spot on the team. She went out and hung door hangers for us for free, by the way. Didn't pay her for any of this. She just hung out door hangers because like that's how much that she was bought into the company. Like, so value fit, good person, allergic to dust. I mean, how do you know until you actually do the job, right? She's never been a cleaner before. So it just goes to show you that you can have 99 out of the 100 things right with somebody, and if they're allergic to dirt or cats or something that they can't do their job, then all of a sudden you have a cleaner who, like, actually then you don't have a cleaner, right? You no longer have a cleaner on the team. So like there has to be a lot of things that go right. And so that's why always having a pipeline, having a funnel of new cleaners is so freaking important. So important. So that being said, we asked one of our current cleaners to step up and be a trainer, and she did. And so Katie onboarded her on Wednesday, and then she started training with Jocelyn on Thursday. Yeah, so she trains on Thursday and Friday, and she showed up to the team meeting today. Hallelujah! And so she's at least looks like she's gonna at least make it past training, which is great. And then Savannah will be trained by Lindsay, the other cleaner, starting on May 20th. So like she was actually disappointed that she didn't get the opportunity to train. And so it's funny because Katie and I have had issues with Boson 5-star cleaning keeping trainers. And so this one we decided to take a different strategy of like, we're going to make people earn the right to train. And so they feel like it's a status increase, but you also have to earn it. And so we actually have these trainers they had to pass a test. They had to go through a training. There was videos they had to watch. And so, yeah, Yeah, there's like a fine balance of like wanting people to earn things and giving them things. But if you give yourself enough time, you can create a little bit more resistance to them getting things. But when they get it, then they feel like they've earned it and a little more likely to want to keep it. So rather than saying, okay, you're a trainer, go do your training thing. So Lindsay, who's not training this week, was actually disappointed. She's like, I wanted the opportunity to train. I was like, well, you get your opportunity, right? Like we just had to pick one person, and Jocelyn got her the first shot, but you get the next shot. So uh, we want people to want to earn that right to level up in the company. And at the same time, also mentioning to them, like, there's also a spot above that. It's called being a general manager or an assistant general manager, where you get to talk to clients and how to get clients on the schedule for your fellow cleaners, right? Like, how do you think you have cleans in your schedule? It's because somebody's sitting in the office making phone calls all day to fill your schedule. Now, if you have that skill set, plus the skill set of training, plus the skill set of cleaning, you become more valuable. And if you become more valuable, you make more money. Do you want to make more money? This is how you make more money. You gain more skills, you become more valuable, right? Very simple. You don't gain more money just by showing up and doing the same thing over and over again. By doing the same work, same thing over and over again for 6 months, you get paid the same, which is fine. Like, it's fair wage. But if you want to get paid more, you become more valuable to the company. And how you become more valuable? You acquire more skills. So that's like the message I've been saying from the beginning. And it's really cool to see how these girls are responding. They're responding very, very well. So with that being said, we have 47 5-star reviews, which is like really cool. So we're on the verge of hitting 50. And again, we're 10 weeks old. And the girls are doing an amazing job. And just so you guys know, like, these are like legit reviews. They're coming from the clients. And the reason that we are getting the reviews is because we've changed our process in our cleaning process, that we do a final walkthrough with the client after the clean is done. We have them sign a checklist, and then we give them a little Google review card, which is part of the word of mouth marketing campaign, which is in the masterclass, by the way. So if you guys are not part of the masterclass, go get part of the masterclass. It's in lesson number 2, marketing, word of mouth marketing. It's for free. Share that with you. But that process has been helping our cleaners get literally 8, 9 reviews over the last 2 weeks. And I don't see it slowing down anytime soon, because they're just following the process. And the clients really like it. Now, here's the key. The offer itself on there is that the way that the cleaners say, it's like, hey, if you write a review, the cleaner will tip me an additional $10 on their behalf, and you get 10% off your next clean. And you know what most clients think is like, okay, it's nice that I get 10% off, but the fact that you, the cleaner, gets the benefit from it, I'll do it. Okay. Now, some clients are like, yes, I want the 10%, but if you add in that, we will tip, like, us as the company will tip the cleaner additional $10 on your behalf. That's the key, right? People are willing to do things. People are willing to do a lot more for other people than they are for themselves most of the time, right? Now, anyone here experience a crazy client who's like very selfish and only wants it for themselves, like, that's fine. But for the most part, people who write a review, like, they want to serve other people. So like that offer is really key to this. And then having the cleaner present it that way, and actually like take the card and like, hey, if you do this, I get this, right? And they have their relationship, man. That's how this thing is working so fast. Okay. And then honestly, like the cleaners are literally getting an extra $10. Like every time, like I think last week, one of our cleaners, Lindsay, I think she got 5 reviews, so she made an extra $50 by just simply like following the process. Like she's gonna do it anyway, right? And they get a bonus. I think a $250 bonus for their first 5, and so after they get the first 5 review, they get $250 bonus, which also is very incentivizing as well. So that's why you see the reviews flying up so fast, because the cleaners are incentivized, and so are the clients, and so is the company. Call that a win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win-win. Okay, so with that being said, here's our breakdown of our JTH. So Katie only had 8, which was nice to see. We had 28, 27, 25. And then Navy, she's a contractor. She actually just cleaned an Airbnb for us last week. And then Karen was in training. She just cleaned on Thursday and Friday. So she had 2 days. So cleaning hours are good. I don't think there's too much to say in there. 18, correction clean, discount cleans. I don't think I changed this actually. So Kendra was from last week, I think. Double check this. Yeah. So this week we actually had a crazy client as well. We had one, put her name in here. She was on Wednesday, which was, what is that? That's going to be 5658. Yeah. So we actually had to take this bill down to zero. And this was one of our best cleaners, Jocelyn. Price reduced. The bill was originally for 150 and she got reduced to 150. Yeah, she was just impossible to please. We actually used her as an example this morning at our team meeting of, well, there's actually two things that I use her as an example with, but the first thing I used her was that Jocelyn. So mind you guys, Jocelyn is like cute, blonde girl, super nice. Like people are like very pleasantly surprised when Jocelyn comes in the house. Like it's not who they expect to walk into their house as a cleaner. Okay. And Jocelyn walked into this girl's home, Cassie's house, and she introduced herself. She's like, "Hi, my name's Jocelyn from Nice Spots for Cleaning. I'm here to clean your home." And she's like, "I don't like that name." Just think about you guys. I'm sure most of you guys in here have been cleaners walking to a home. Just think about that. The person who walks into the home, old lady, I don't like that name. Just imagine how that clean's gonna go. Okay, that's how it went. Right, the whole time she was there for 3 hours. This lady, like, she had an a la carte clean booked. She had 3 hours, and she wanted her entire 5 bedroom, 4 bath home done. And Jocelyn was like, "This girl's crazy." So like, I literally give her a call. Like as soon as Jocelyn got there, she texted me. So I called her. I talked to Cassie, and I was like, "Okay, Cassie, I just want to make sure we're on the same page. Like we're an a la carte clean. You have 3 hours. Like what are your priorities?" She's like, "Oh, okay, okay." And she was like, "Fine, right?" And so I was like, "Okay, Jocelyn, talk to Cassie. Here are the priorities." And then not even an hour later, Cassie starts flooding us with uh, text message. And I guess I can just show you guys, right? I'll make it as real as possible for you guys here. Um, and it's funny, I actually texted her I called her on the wrong number or at the wrong go high level. But so I got to go under a different go high level, under my advisor go high level, which is the one I use for actually for you guys for the cleaning business stuff. Um, and so here are her messages, right? Here's the first message. So you can see I called her here at 1:32. The clean started at 1 o'clock, so it's about 30 minutes into her clean. And then I'm sorry, I will not be using your service again. This is not what I thought I was getting. I usually pay 180 and get a team of 2 or 3 comes and cleans the home from top to bottom every room. I've had to cut out half the rooms because of whatever. Also to think that I want a room swept, not dusted, is insane. The girl is friendly and doing her best, so it isn't her fault. With all the companies out there, they scrub from top to bottom, a similar price. This doesn't make sense for us. Again, not her fault. She has been kind. She's been kind. She did a great job, right? It's like, okay. We kept going. I said, "I'm sorry, not setting expectations. I should have defined a la carte clean better." Yada yada yada. I listed, and then she starts to change. Then she starts to go like full crazy mode, right? She's like, "When the public is paying between $50 and $100 an hour, they expect clean, right?" I said, "Isn't she still there?" I was like, "We will do a final walkthrough with you, and anything that you miss, we will hit." She's like, "I should not be put in a situation of having to talk to someone about this." And then she goes full victim mode and just, yeah. And then she goes crazy, right? And then she drops this right here. I would like to leave a review on your website, so I feel like we just got scammed. And then I just said, "I'm sorry you feel that way. I'm not going to invoice you. Our reputation is more important than money. Thank you for the opportunity to serve you. Have a great Wednesday, Cassie." And then she just keeps going. And I'm just like trying to like literally be done with this lady, like get out of my life, and just trying to like, okay, like avoided your invoice again. And then finally she went away, right? So and then Jocelyn's message was like, "She's a nasty lady," and that's coming from like Jocelyn's like a really good human, and I was like, okay, so there it is. So there was our correction clean, discount clean that we had last week. We had to void a clean because she was crazy, and like I said in the message, like I will never trade money over reputation any day of the week, like any day, especially $150. Like I mean, just in general, like I've had to pay hundreds of thousands of dollars to protect my reputation, and so $150 is not a lot of money to me. But in general, like I think the lesson that I actually want to give to you guys, I think is super important. Like it doesn't matter the amount of money, but like if you're willing to trade money for your reputation, then you'll lose. You'll lose. But if you're willing to give your reputation above money, you will always win, no matter what somebody wants, whether it's $2,000, $100, hundreds of thousands of dollars. Like as long as you're willing to put your reputation first over money, like it shows your true value. Okay. And that was the message I sent to Jocelyn was just that. I was like, your reputation, Jocelyn, the fact that this lady was nasty, the fact that this lady was like she came in immediately was like a nasty woman to you, but you still tried to serve her, you still continue to do your best. Like that shows a lot about your character, that you're willing to serve people even if they don't have your best interests in mind, even if they don't want you to win. Like you still try to do your best, like, and you still performed at your best. And she was like, she never said a rude thing to her, she was never mean to her. Like I was like, that, Jocelyn, that's why you were an amazing human, right? So that was the learning lesson. And this whole thing was that, guess what, Jocelyn, I get to see her every single day. She's on my team. I'm happy. Cassie, bye, Felicia. Right? Like we will never do business with her again, ever. And it's fine. And somebody else will. Hopefully somebody else can serve Cassie because we couldn't do it. Right? So that was the lesson we learned on that one. Discounts, the stuff isn't correct. I think we had the 150. That was the only one we had. I didn't update this from last week. So there we go. So that's Mesa 5-star. Yeah, so again, we're 10 weeks in. The first goal is to get to $20,000 a month, and Katie gets back next week. So Katie will actually turn into the GM, which is what I've been operating as right now. So Katie will be the GM. I'll be the assistant GM, which means I'll be her little bitch. I'll be Katie's little bitch. Okay, I'll be helping her out, doing all the shit that she doesn't want to do, and then my goal will be to actually take hopefully one of our cleaners and help elevate them into an assistant GM, and then eventually to a GM. Which will make room for what? Does anyone know? Why do we want to keep on moving ourselves out of the operations of the business? Anyone know why? Why? Why would you want to do that? Sorry, let me check the chat here. Okay. I'm going to answer some questions here in a second. I wish I had my little bitch. Yeah. Try being someone's little bitch, Maria. Damn. Yeah. Tyler's right. She's just hurting. It's fine. So. And hopefully you guys even, yes, Jessica. Jessica's so smart. It's because Jessica and I get to hang out almost every day, it seems like. Jessica and I hang out so much. Yes, so it's another location, right? So we can do this again. That's why. We continue to elevate ourselves out of the role, so we become useless. And in that way, when we become useless in this location, then we got to go become useful in another location. While at the same time, keeping the other location going. Therein lies the art of it, is having good processes and systems to be able to do that. And the only way to actually know if your processes and systems are good enough, this is the question, how do I know my process and systems are good enough? I don't know, test it. Put yourself in a situation where you have to test the system. So, and sometimes you're not ready, and that's okay. You'll just get slapped in the face. And guess what? You're strong enough to handle it. You're strong enough to handle getting slapped in the face and be okay, maybe outsource that a little too quick. Or maybe your system isn't as good as you thought it was. But you'll never figure it out if you don't actually just try it and actually do it. That's actually the best way to test your system, is by just doing it. Too early, too late, too often, just do more. The worst thing you can do is just wait, procrastinate, sit around.